Welcome to the Cool It Corner podcast with your host, Jose Gonzalez
Ayham Ali.
and
Ariel Pineda.
and
Ilias Mahnine.
before we get into this episode, I just want to say apologies for not uploading last week. We had a couple of issues with our editor Trimbow. He actually hijacked our video and he said we needed to pay him $10,000 to get it back. And I paid 9,999 and these guys only had like 3 cents each, so we couldn't reach that goal. And they're broke, so well, that makes sense. But unfortunately we couldn't bring the last episode to you, but we are here now and we need to talk about Barcelona securing that top 8 spot. We are officially in the quarterfinals of the Champions League. I want to ask you guys, what do you think? And it was a great game, 4-1 at the Camp Nou against Copenhagen. Well, how do you guys think that we don't have to play another 2 games against a nice team like Benfica?
Yeah, so I was actually watching the game in this exact pub. I was watching the game, um, and I was just telling the players what to do on each play. I was telling them where to pass, where to shoot. So it was actually because of me that we won the game. So I just want you guys to thank me. You're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. And I mean, it was a must-win game. We needed to win this to get top 8. We were in the ninth spot, and Copenhagen. They were in pretty low scoring form. Only one clean sheet in the UCL, and they had a pretty bad away record. But they still managed to come off with a goal in the fourth minute. And I mean, just like Ariel right now, I was shocked. I was sleeping. I mean, I couldn't even like fathom what was happening. Like, how did we get scored on by a guy named Diddy Son? His name is genuinely Dada Son. It's shocking. It's shocking. And I think the high line again got exposed. Flick's big line just got tore open. It got penetrated again, and we keep seeing this against smaller teams, especially big, bigger teams. We don't really struggle that much for some reason. But what do you guys think? How did you feel after that first goal by Diddy Son?
Yeah, to be honest, it's an absolute disgrace. I mean, why can't the players, put in the effort? Why can't they sprint like me? Me personally, I actually do a 4.7 second, 100-yard dash. So I don't know why they can't just run like faster, just like me, because I'm such an athlete. I mean, if Flick wants me to replace a dead player like Kubarsi, I'm ready. Um, I could definitely beat him in a race, and I could definitely pull off the high line.
Yeah, I actually got a question. Can you do like a little back and forth for us real quick? Like
Yeah,
running?
I got you, bro. Hot.
We can't see you, bro.
Wait. Second try. Hold on.
Yeah, what is going on?
Oh my days, man. And I mean, that's how our high line was running in that whole first half. I mean, it was shocking. Truly, truly, truly shocking behavior. And we were tired the first half, like Ariel is. I mean, we could barely see, we could barely hold an attack. And it was also really frustrating. On my life, if I see that Suzuki guy named after a car, that Nas, and that goalkeeper, they're lucky I'm not in Europe right now, or I would have slimed them out. They're lucky I've never been to Denmark, or they would be dead. You can't do that to Barcelona. They were wasting time in the first half. Why would you ever waste time in the first half? You know how low of a team you have to be to waste time in the first half? And I mean, that's not really an excuse. Barcelona were looking really, really poor that entire first half. No real spark, no real anything. I want to know what your guys' opinion on that first half was, and why do you think we were so poor in that first half?
I don't know. I think personally, like the first goal within the first 5 minutes, it just like really shocked the team. Caught them off guard. They were controlling the game for most of that time, and they had a lot of chances during that first half, but they just couldn't finish anything. And I just think they just need Hansi Flick to give them all tips during halftime, and that's why they came out. They came out in the second half firing, and then they just like everything clicked, and they started taking their chances, and they just performed better.
Yeah, I agree. They really needed Hansi Flick's tip.
Yeah, and honestly, I'm not even gonna like really bear on the first half thing a lot because in that second half, we see Hansi Flick, he just gives a tip to every player. He really like make sure that their holes that like the Barcelona team in that first half had a lot of holes, so he made them tighter. Every hole in that Barcelona locker room was tight, and um we didn't get penetrated anymore. Hansi Flick was probably he's penetrated all the players with his words, with his tip. I mean, every single player in that dressing room got a tip during halftime, and it worked. It truly did work. In the 52nd minute, Lewandowski had a rebound from a Lamine Yamal cross. It was a shot kind of cross looking like thing. And Lewandowski did what Lewandowski does. I mean, in that first half, I was kind of disappointed in him. I was a bit more like, why is he playing like this? He's playing a bit like prime Ilias. If you've ever seen him play, he's a mass horrible player. So I was like, why is he still on? And then he did what he was supposed to do, just thrown the clot into the back of the net. And then uh Yamal, he had a screamer on the 64th minute. It was from outside the box. I mean, it took a little deflection, but I don't care. That's a golazo by Lamine Yamal. And then a Rafinha penalty, which I don't know. Did you guys think it was a penalty? Because Lewandowski was going to take a shot in the box, and then I think Suzuki was the one who hit him in the back while he was going to take a shot. My humblest opinion, that was not a penalty. And I don't like winning off of mass penalties like Real Madrid, horrible robbed penalties like Real Madrid. So I want to know, do you guys think that was a pen?
I
Yes,
mean,
I
I don't
honestly
know.
think that, the game should have been rated X, just for that foul. It was a horrible foul on Lewandowski. Honestly, I almost thought that, Lewandowski was gonna, get subbed off. I thought he was injured, based off of that, horrible foul on Lewandowski himself. It's kind of like, when you get railed by a car and then another one comes behind and then you just start Eiffel Towering on them, right? It all just gets to a point, where it's like, how can that not be a pen? How is he not injured? And, I really do think it was a pen.
Personally, for me, I don't know how like he didn't get a red card and like a lifetime suspension because he genuinely could have killed Level in that game. Like that foul, you see that touch, it dislocated his ankle at such an angle where like it's broken, but he can still stand on it and play on it, you know? So like
Mm.
he went back home and he messaged me, he called me and he was like, I think that player should have gotten executed on the spot. Is that was such a horrible tackle, and I think all of us Barca fans can agree he should have been sent off because he almost killed Lewandowski right there, and that's definitely a penalty.
Ariel, what do you think?
So I personally, from my Sunday league days, I'm actually a starting center back for Scunthorpe for Hided. If you know, you know. I actually just two-footed someone in the back of their head. I actually cut open his whole head, and all the blood came out. I actually saw all of his. I saw his brain. Right. I picked it up. I spat on it, and I put it back in his head. Right. And then I spat all over his head. Right, to make it like glue. Right. And then I spat in my hand. And I went like this. Right. And then I put it across his head because he was bald.
So
It was
so so you like to play with spit?
So I put it on his bald head, and then I attached the bald head together and put his head back together, and the ref actually played on. So me personally, I think the ref was just rage baiting Copenhagen. I mean, Jose told me the other day that if someone told him that he needs to take 100 dicks in the back, he would do 99 just to rage bait.
No, I mean, you said it. You're correct, bro. I said that on Ayham Soul. I said that, and actually, now that you guys are talking about it, I think it was supposed to be. Honestly, I think Suzuki should have gotten executed on the spot. The referee pa, 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 killed him. Because you know why? You can't do that to my boy Lewandowski. I take back what I said. That was a penalty. And in my opinion, Rafinha should be taking all the penalties from now on. I mean, this guy, he looks so confident in front of the net, just bottom corner. He's so good. I love the way this guy just curves the balls. He's so good. And then talking about curving balls, we need to talk about Marcus Rashford, or as I'm gonna now call him in his English name as a form of respect, NBE Marcus Rashford. This guy, when he locks in his day, he can make any shot. I mean, look, this guy had a free kick on the edge of the box. It was a pretty bad angle, and the way this guy just curves it in, bottom corner, no keeper stopping that. That is something we see out of prime Ariel. I mean, like this guy during his playing days, he was making those shots left, right, and center, and I'm glad Marcus Rashford has taken advice from him and me as well. You know, I taught him how to curve the ball like that. Ariel taught him how to get the thundercut back in the back of the net, power in it, and that just shows our connection, kind of like our connection in Rocket League. You know, we just work off each other so well. What do you guys think of that penalty finish and also that free kick finish?
It was great technique. Honestly, the keeper was never gonna get there. You know, I like how he aimed for the bottom corner. Um, yeah, I say it's amazing technique and a great goal from Marcus Rashford.
Yeah, I just really liked how the way that Marcus Rashford actually caressed the ball. He actually got like the perfect touch on the ball. I call myself actually a master at touching balls because I just have a huge connection of balls, in particular. And every time I just connect with balls in the spot, I just finish. Like if I
Yeah,
touch a
and
ball, it's an automatic finish.
yeah, and Ariel, one thing that you're really good at doing when you play with the balls is baiting them. So would you call yourself a master baiter?
Yeah, I think I'd call myself a masturbator, a grand baiter, for sure.
Yeah, great take. And honestly, I'm glad we got to see that game. That was a beautiful game of football in the second half. Hansi Flick, he locks in as always, thanks to Coach Pineda. And we need to talk about standout player Lamine Yamal. He had a 10 rating on SofaScore. This guy's so important to the team. This guy, I mean, honestly, I think in my humblest opinion, he was kind of falling off earlier in the season. I'm glad he got his form back now. His confidence is back, and you know, it's a great way to kind of get a spark back in big nights, Champions League nights. You get a 10 rating, that's a good thing to do. Now we move on into the midweek. Elche 1, Barcelona 3. Now Elche is desperate for points. They need the points to not get relegated. They're in a tough position in La Liga, and they're in the bottom half fight. They're trying not to get relegated, and they play with a very low block, and they play explosive counter-attack football. And we've seen Barcelona be struggling against these counter-attack football teams, low block teams. This is the exact team that we do not want to play. But guess what we did? We went to their stadium and we finished inside of them. 3 goals. We are the best team in all of Spain, all of Europe, because again, we went down early, and I think we just do this to rage bait the teams. We make them score early, and then honestly, I can't lie, it was a nice goal as well. Horrible. It was just like the turnover, counterattack, and they scored. And honestly, I'm not even sure what Joan Garcia was doing because normally he would save all those shots. Maybe he just saw like a little, "Ooh, she's fine" in the stands and got a bit distracted. So, it's happened to me, it's happened to Ariel. Ariel, what do you think about that first goal? Yo, wake up, bro.
Uh, yeah, it was a pretty good goal, not gonna lie. I enjoyed watching it. I actually have it here, or here I can't really see right now. But it was a pretty good goal from them, and I really enjoyed the scenes. It kind of reminded me of the days that I watched myself play, cause like I'm such an influential player in the game. And I told you I was playing before the game, and I told him, "Is you need this in the game?" He said, "Shit." He said, "Yeah." So yeah.
I mean, you said it perfectly. And honestly, for the rest of that, first half, I think we were like Ilias. We were falling asleep. Barcelona again, they just like didn't show much in the first half. And then this guy, Hansi Flick, just put tips in the players, and they came back in the second in the second half, coming out ready to score. Because in the 49th minute, Lamine Yamal had a solo dribble, and then he just finished. So I think this guy Lamine Yamal again is showing a great run of form,
Jamal, no.
and I mean, he just and he's just so class at finishing. I wanted to ask maybe Ilias or Ariel what you thought of Lamine Yamal's like
Jose,
kind of
stop
comeback into
touching me
form.
there. Oh.
Lamine Yamal? My bad. Wait, what did you say?
I said, what do you think of Lamine Yamal's kind of like comeback into sparking great form?
Uh, it's good for the club. My bad. I was just having a nightmare. Mm-mm. But Lamine
You're
Yamal
good,
coming
bro. You're
back
good.
to his amazing form, I think is gonna even furthermore help Barca's chances of winning different titles. And I love that he came back to life. Bursting back onto the scene, just like Prime Pineda back in '05. So I'm proud of him.
Yeah, and Ilias, I actually got a question for you. Was the nightmare about you washing that shirt? Because every time you have this podcast, you wear the same thing. I'm
Oh
convinced you
no, I
haven't
never
washed it
washed
since
my
the first
shirt.
episode.
No, no, like the smell comforts me.
Yeah, Ariel,
Can I go back to
what'd you think
sleep?
about that first? Maybe. What'd you think about that Lamine Yamal goal? Yo, Ariel, wake up, bro.
Uh, yeah.
Need to talk also about that Rafinha player. Now that you mention it, Ariel, this guy, he's class. Elche had a back pass error, and then he just took the ball and capitalized it. And then Fermin in the 72nd minute, he had a box clash inside the box, and he just thunder conted it in. But we need to talk about a glaring issue with this team in the record of La Liga, in the history of La Liga, ever since they started measuring XG, this was the match with the most XG of all time. Barcelona had a XG of 6.7. And I'm not even trying to make a joke. It's true. They had a XG of 6.7 and we only scored 3 goals. That is shocking. That is shocking. We missed so many chances. I mean, like, I don't even know what Ilias is doing, but that's probably what was going on in their heads. We hit the crossbar like 8 times. There was so many open net chances. It's just frustrating. It's frustrating seeing our team like that. We had 72% possession, 28 shots, 12 on target. And then, I mean, we're back to a 1 point lead over Real Madrid because what was that we saw on Tuesday? Sorry, on Wednesday. Because oh my goodness, oh my days. We need to talk about the Madrid robbery. They were playing against Rayo Vallecano in their own stadium, and in the 90 plus 11th minute, they scored none other than a penalty. A penalty. They were 1-1. We were currently 3 points ahead of them, and it was a biggest dive of all time. Wallahi, the refs are paid. On my soul, the refs are paid. Or at least they're favoring Real Madrid. Because that is never a penalty. That is never a penalty. We saw Mbappe, the leg came across his body, but the leg never touched him. It just went in front of him and he started falling before the leg even had contact with him. That is shameful refereeing, shameful on Real Madrid because they're scraping by on only penalties. They're the side with the most penalties on them in the entire La Liga. I want to know what you guys think of this because I'm done with this atrocious refereeing.
So they don't give yellow cards
Uh,
anymore for diving. I mean, I thought they used to.
Clearly not.
I mean,
Clearly not anymore because their whole team was diving.
I
what
was
can
in
you
the
do?
VAR room. I was in the VAR room at the time, and I saw he kicked there, and then
Why'd you put on a
and I
horror
say
accent as
penalty.
well?
It's penalty. So I was in the VAR room. I gave penalty.
We can tell you were in the VAR and they were probably drunker than you are right now. I can't even lie. It's a shame. It's a shame. Truly a
You want
shame.
drink?
Later. I
Yo,
got
give
you.
me one right now, gang. Yo, pass the drink.
Here you
Ship
go.
it, ship it, ship it.
You want a
And I
drink from
mean,
my spit?
yeah, this guy Ariel loves
Swallow
playing with
it.
spit. Swallow what?
Swallow my whole.
Yo, anyway, as we said, um, this is a truly shocking like refereeing. But something that was also shocking was that Madrid performance against Benfica.
Hey,
Madrid
that's enough.
were in
Don't
fifth
steal my drink.
place. Madrid were in fifth place in the Champions League. All they had to do was get 1 point and they would be safe from elimination in the top 8 and guarantee their spot in the semifinal. They faced a Benfica team who weren't even qualifying to the next stage of the Champions League, and all they had to do is go away and secure at least a draw. And what did they do? Players like Nice Jude Bellingham and Nice Mbappe, they did nothing. Raul Asensio ghosted. Courtois ghosted. Every important player on their team ghosted. And in the final minutes of that match, we actually saw their goalkeeper, Anatoly Trubin. All they needed to do was not let them score the goal and then score a counterattack goal. And what did they do? Anatoly Trubin, bullet header right into the back of the net. Nothing stopping that. And pure cinema, because that is the goal that Benfica needed to qualify for the top 8. Absolute cinema. What do you think of that, Ariel?
Real Madrid and Benfica, good La Liga match. Benfica is first place in La Liga. Um, it's very good match. I watched the game, and Ilias can tell me more about the goal of Trubin. So I said that Ilias can tell us more about the Trubin goal.
All
Bro,
right,
I got
5, 4,
all
3,
right. Wait,
2,
I just start.
1.
all right. So that Trubin goal. But basically, let me recreate everything that happened. All right. So, so basically, he's gonna go. He was like running, right? Right? And then after he got fouled, right? Right? Absolutely. The red card worthy foul by Bellingham. And then after that, Jose Mourinho, he's like, right? He's telling him to go up. Now let's just say I'm the goalkeeper now, right? So basically, I'm like, I'm gonna go, I'm gonna cross the ball in. So I run, I'm crossing it in, right? And as the ball's flying, I see it coming towards my head. I'm the goalkeeper, right? And I'm like, right? Belted in, and then after that, I go running. I had the knee slide. So that's basically what happened. I was uh I was the assistant referee in that match, so I saw everything. Uh,
I mean, perfectly analyzed. It seems like you actually were the goalkeeper for that match. The way that you explained it so beautifully, you know. But now we all get to laugh at Real Madrid for being the Nas team who got kicked out of the top 8. Now they have to face Benfica again, home and away. Their players are going to be tired, and all I hope is that they get knocked out. It would be the funniest thing of all time. And Barcelona actually have a chance to go on a revenge route because in the Champions League, we actually have the opportunity to go against PSG, Liverpool, Bayern Munich, and Real Madrid if we make it all the way to the final. Either or any of those teams, that would be the biggest revenge story of all time. Beating all those teams and then winning the Champions League, it would be truly beautiful. We could also face Inter Milan, but I don't think they're gonna make it. They're looking horrible this year. And then we need to talk about Rafinha. He scared all of us today. I woke up and my heart dropped. I saw that his wife posted and said that he lost his braids. I was like, no, my Rafinha, this can't be. His braids, they're the thing that made him Ballon d'Or quality. He woke up today and said, nah, I don't want braids anymore. But thank God, later today, I saw a story. He got the braids back. It was a false alarm. I thought, that's it. That's our Champions League gone. But then he said, just kidding. The braids aren't gone. They're back. What do you guys think of Rafinha's braids?
I
Thankfully, they're
love it.
back.
I love it when he, edges us like that. Especially me. And Rafinha edging us like that with his braids. I personally thought that I would braid his hair myself. So I made a little concoction. I'd grow his hair back out enough so he could braid his hair. Because I had a little bit of my love juice in it. Ah,
What'd you think about
hey, I'm
the
not done.
Rafinha braid incident?
And I slathered it all over his head. Next thing you know, his hair goes back, and I'm over here twisting it.
Yo, so Ayham, what'd you think about the Rafinha braid incident?
Okay, so like I thought he was gonna be back to 2023 when he cut his hair, but then he surprised all of us and he actually got the braids back. So like he's still gonna be at this level, and we're actually gonna get the Champions League this season.
Whoa. Ariel, what did you think about Rafinha's braids?
Yeah, Pelly Bonito is good. Is a good job. It's a good matchup for the game, and I like Pelly. It's good for the Barcelona match, and
Yo.
Barcelona is gonna win Premier League.
All right. And that actually brings us on because we do have to talk about another competition, and that is the Copa del Rey. We will be facing Albacete, the team that knocked out Real Madrid previously in the Copa del Rey. And I want to know you guys' starting lineups, star player, and goal predictions. Because for me, my starting lineup, it has to be Joan Garcia in net, Joao Cancelo, big change with Gerard Maldini and Cucu Cubarsí and Eric Garcia, all four in the defense, with Joao Cancelo at left back and Eric Garcia at the right back. Now, in my midfield, I would like to see Marc Bernal and Marc Casado, those two young players who deserve playing time, the young players who need to be back in the squad, and I think Hansi Flick will give them the shout. In attack, Marcus Rashford, Dani Olmo, Lamine Yamal, and Robert Lewandowski. All those we are beating confidently Albacete. I want to know your guys' starting lineups.
Um, my starting lineup for this game would personally be, uh, in goal, I'd have
How about you get rid of that nice accent?
in goal, I'd have Sharon Garcia, right back, probably Eric Garcia, and then Kubasi, and then Gerard Martin, followed by uh uh Yemi Cancelo, I guess at left back. And then after that, the two CDMs, Casado,
Yo,
Hurry up,
ChatGPT.
man.
and
Hurry up, man. We don't know what to
Casado,
say.
and then
Hey, hurry up.
Mark Bernal. And then I might
Yo,
have
Fault Mob
Fermin
took a while to
Lopez.
load, bro.
I'd
Yo,
have
how'd you know Fault
Rashford.
Mob took a while to load?
On the right, on the right, I'd have Vardaji. And at striker, I'd have
Do I have to take it and go?
Peron. Yo, give me some
And
more to
then,
drink.
uh,
Give me more.
Yo, Ariel,
I
I
know.
Ariel, what's
want
your
It's
more.
starting lineup?
mine.
Ariel,
So,
what's your starting lineup?
uh, I have to take it and go. And Donnie Alves on the right back. With PK and, uh, I like Mascherano as center back. Uh, I think Jordi Alba left back
Why
with
do you call him Chuddy Alba?
Busi, uh, Inigo Lista, and me in the last side. And then we have Chuy Suarez up top with Nate Axman and Leo.
Leo what? Leo Lewandowski or Leo Messi or
Leo
who?
Prick.
So, Am, I actually want to know what would
Mm.
your starting lineup be against Albacete?
All right, so hold on, give me a sec.
Can you
Yo, how'd
stop
you know I
pulling
use
up
Fault Mob?
football?
How'd you know I use Fault Mob for my prediction?
All right, so I think
I use
we shouldn't
football.
like me too. So basically, I think we shouldn't like underestimate Albacete. You know, they beat
Fault
Real
Mob from
Madrid,
2016, Ariel.
and obviously we know how Real Madrid is with the refs, right? So we shouldn't really underestimate them. I think we should put in like a fairly decent lineup. You know what I'm saying? Like, so basically, Juan Garcia in goal, Balde left,
I like
Gerard
that.
Martin, Kubasi, Gerard Martin, and Araujo as center back. Kubasi hasn't been getting much rest lately. And then Joao Cancelo right back, and then Mark
Hey, I know
Bernal
you.
and Mark
Yo, can
Bernal,
we stop laughing, bro?
Mark Bernal and Frankie De Jong, and then we have uh Fermin, Rooney Baji, Rashford, and Lewandowski striker.
Hey, so Ayham, before we get into
Hey,
our
what's your
most
name?
like star player, his name's Ahuz. So before we
He,
get
that, yeah, he
into our
sold my
next
My
grandma a
name is
fake iPhone.
Ilias.
now, before we get into our star player, I actually want to call out Aham because he's clearly struggling with an alcohol problem, and instead of like saying like, "Yo, can I help you?" you're laughing at him. So like, walk
How
in.
is that not?
No.
Anyway. I want to ask you guys who your star player you think will be and what your score prediction is. Because for me, I think it's very obviously going to be Marcus Rashford's game. I mean, this guy he's been cracking every team that he's played against. He's so class. And this game we'll see his prime. And my score prediction, I think will be a very comfortable 5-1 win for Football Club Barcelona. What do you think, Ariel?
I think Johan Cruyff is like, he scored a 2 goals or three. Um, I like the way he touched balls. Yeah.
Your score prediction?
I
Who?
think 3-0. Um uh Copenhagen win.
Ilias, let's hear your score prediction and standout player.
You said stand up?
I say standout player and score prediction.
I'm sorry. Uh, Polly, stand up player. Bardadaj.
What's your
Bardaji.
what's your score prediction?
What?
What's your score prediction?
Oh, who's my score prediction? Uh,
He said Barda.
Yeah.
no. You said who's my score
Hey, you said
prediction?
Barda. You
Uh,
said where's my dad?
no, I didn't say where's your dad.
You said where's my dad?
No.
I I have no dad.
No, you want to scrap right now? I'll scrap right now.
Alright.
Huh? Yeah, stand up then. Yeah. Oh, oh, oh.
Hi, Aham. So moving on to you. Who is your standout player? And what is your score prediction?
All right, so my standout player is gonna
That's
be
right, you stayed on there
Mark
and never get up.
Sorry, I'm a bit sick right now. My standout player is gonna be Marcus Rashford, and my score prediction. Yeah, what's my score prediction?
Yeah, Fought Mob, generate a score prediction for me, please.
Yo, wait, hold on.
My
Yo, hold
score
on. Actually,
prediction.
no, give me a little bit.
My
Give me a
score
sec. Give me a sec.
prediction.
Oh, give me a sec. Give me a sec.
4-1. 4-1 to Barcelona.
Fez, fair play,
That's
mate.
what my
Fair play.
score
That's what.
predict. Don't cut me off. Stop muting me.
All right, so Ayham.
Stop muting me.
All right, so Ayham, what is your score prediction?
My score prediction is gonna be 3-1 for Barcelona, or no, um, 4-1 for Barcelona.
That
Are
is
you
a
gay?
great score prediction.
Are you
So
gay?
I mean,
Why you have that big thing on your head? Are you gay, mister?
not
He's
genuinely.
gay.
This guy
He's
Ayham,
wearing
this guy,
pink.
this
He's
guy
It's a
Ayham
wearing
vibe,
has
man.
a
pink.
horrible
He's
trim.
gay.
He's gay.
He
He's
has a
wearing
horror
pink.
trim.
He's gay.
He's gay.
Everyone on 3, 5.
So, before finishing off this episode, I just want to say quick two
Ah,
things. Whatever Ariel and Ilias say do not
ah,
represent the views of me and Aham.
ah,
If any
ah,
college is seeing this, they
ah,
whatever they're doing does not represent anything that
ah,
I or me or Ariel
ah.
Yo,
or
give me more
Aham agree
drink.
with.
More
And
drink.
Ah.
More drink.
I also want to call out the Nazis at Cult Corner. They're taking our content and they're reproducing it as themselves. We'll be filing a copyright strike against them. And if you ever participate in the liking or creation of a Cult Corner episode, we will go after you. This is not a threat. This is a a straight action that we're going to be doing against you guys. So
Exactly.
thank you guys for watching one of the
I'm filled
best
to the
Cooler
brim.
Corner episodes.
My
One
score
of the
prediction?
best Cooler
My
You said
score
you want to
one
prediction
of
is
the
scrap?
best one of the best Cooler Corner episodes of all time. Thank
my
you for
score
watching.
prediction is
Like,
2.
subscribe, and comment.
Ah.